Hey guys, what's up? So this is my review of the Alterola IE600. This is a individual side, one-sided mono earpiece, earbud, earphone for making calls, listening to music, podcasts, audiobooks, that kind of thing. This is something kind of like the S36 something. I'll have it in the video title. This is I reviewed this a while back. These are somewhere around 10 to 15 bucks on Amazon. You can get them for like 5 on Banggood and Wish and things like that. This is kind of what I'm going to be comparing this to because it's not far off in price. This is 20 bucks on Amazon shipped. So this, for starters, I'm just going to kind of work my way through the review. I've got an outline here. I apologize in advance for my kind of cracky voice. I've lost my voice these last few days. So starting to come back, and I really couldn't wait to do a review on this thing because this is my favorite, absolute favorite earbud Bluetooth earpiece that I have ever used, and I use these on a daily basis. For starting out, I'm going to just kind of talk about the packaging here. I really like the color scheme. They really nailed it. For me, with the color scheme is blue and black. It's just my favorite color combo. It actually feels very, very sturdy. This kind of hockey puck case does. It comes inside here. This, I'll explain later why I've got two of them. It may or may not be for a giveaway to get one for free. So, you pop this open, and this thing is really, really solid. I mean, it'll bend a little bit if you push hard enough, but I've carried this around quite a bit as a carrying case because these little ones, it could be kind of easy to lose them. I mean, you just leave them in your pocket, but for things like riding around in the car, if you're not going to be wearing it, but you need to take it somewhere, it's actually really cool that they included this little carrying case for it, and I really like that. You got a short little USB charge cable. It uses the same charge port as this one here, the S whatever. I actually like, some people may not like that this is a short cable, but this is the type of device that you're not going to be using while it's charging, and we've all got that mess of cords where our phones charge and all of our earpieces and smartwatches and things these days. I kind of actually like the short little cable because for something like this, I like that on something that's light, I can just plug it in, stick it in the wall, and it just kind of hangs right there out of the socket. It's not, a mess of cords or anything. I actually really like that. It's not a big long cord to mess with. So if you want a longer cable, I guess that could be a problem for you, but I don't really see why you would need it because, like I said, you're not gonna you're not gonna wear this while it's charging. I don't even know if that'd be possible. So they also include 3 little rubber ear tips. You don't have to wear this with it. You can slip that over the end here, like so. You kind of push it down on there, or you can go without. It works exactly the same either way. It fits very well either way. And that's kind of the overview of the packaging. I'm going to go into more detail on each thing here. So first, the ear tips. Actually, I could have just continued with that. This is the next thing in my outline. The ear tips, they give you, like I said, I think 3, maybe 4 spares. And the way this thing fits in your ear is basically this part obviously goes in your ear hole, and this just kind of sits on your earlobe. And it is extremely comfortable with or without the ear tip. And even without the ear tip on there, I actually found that I could not make this thing even start to fall loose from my ear. It stays in extremely well. Like better, honestly, better than even my Samsung earpiece that has kind of the hook on top that sits over your ear. This stays more sturdy. Even the Samsung one, I constantly have to adjust. This one, you set it in your ear and it's in there. You don't have to touch it anymore. It fits as well, if not a little bit better, even than those Iron Man Focus type earbuds, the Inspires and Focus earbuds that I've reviewed in the past. This is seriously, this is like one of the best fitting earpieces I've ever used and extremely comfortable. There's a good seal if you put this on here. I actually used it for running, and yesterday the reason I'm so hoarse is that I was out in very cold wind, snowboarding all day, and I wore this thing all day to listen to music and take calls while I was snowboarding so that I didn't have to take my gloves off if somebody called me while I was out. And with this earpiece in from about 9:30 a.m. until 7 p.m., it wasn't bothering me at all. This thing is extremely comfortable. And obviously that kind of teases a little bit what I'll have to say about the battery life. But so yeah, overall the fit, the ear tips, just excellent. Pairing, to start up, I was a little bit confused. because I just kind of assumed that there wasn't a decent manual because it's been a long time since I got a good manual with something like this. But honestly, look at this. Boom. And that's not like 15 languages of 2 dumb sentences. This side is all English. This is all English. Flip it over. Guess what? All English. This is excellent. This thing is not some, frankly, this isn't Chinese junk. This is actually a really good earpiece. You've got how to wear, product overview, kind of tells you about the blue LED and red LED. All the instructions for what your buttons do. You've got power on. It only has 1 button on it. And it's actually really easy to do everything with just that 1 button. Power on, you just hold it for 3 seconds. It's going to give you 3 blue flashes. And they're very bright, unlike this one here. And even really my Samsung. The LED on these is extremely good and bright. I mean, you're sitting, there's a window right here. So you got a lot of good natural light here. And hold the button. Boom, there's your red light. I just shut it off. It was paired to my phone. I turn it back on, we get a blue. Hold the button. There's your blue LED. I mean, it takes 3 times to let you know it's kind of in a pairing mode. And my phone, yep, they just notified my phone that it's paired to it. It is really, really quick to pair. I had no issue there. I haven't had it unpair, anything like that. The range on this thing seems to be at least 10 feet, very clear, depending on how many walls are between you and things like that. If you don't have walls and stuff between you, I've been able to use it as far as about 20 feet away without any cutting out, any drop in clarity, anything like that. And if you do walk out of range, and let's say you're listening to a video or something, when you walk back within range of it, you just tap the 1 button it has and it'll resume playing the video or song or music or book or whatever you're listening to. With that little single multifunction button, you really don't have to mess with this thing very much at all. It arrived with a little bit of charge in it. I went ahead and plugged it in anyway after I checked to make sure it was actually going to power on and pair. They claim about 1 hour and 15-minute charge time. I wasn't able to sit and babysit it, but it seemed to charge around 1 hour or something like that. A steady red is charging, steady blue is fully charged. You've got, again, good LEDs to let you know that things are charged or that they are charging. I've already kind of accidentally touched on this, but I'll kind of brush over my Fitment notes that I took. It seems to be extremely easy to take in and out of your ear. I know you guys don't want to look at my ears, so I'm not going to show you anything. This thing, I mean, you can reach up and just pop it in your ear in just a second. It's extremely easy to put in. There's no having to kind of, all right, I got it, and fiddle. It fits perfect. I just cannot believe how great this thing fits, especially after trying things like this. My Samsung one, my Iron Man's, like the Iron Man ones I used to think were just the best fitting thing you could possibly have. And even those, you have to fiddle with them a little bit. This, after snowboarding all day, after trying to run with it, I still have not actually reached up to adjust it once. It goes in your ear and just stays and fits excellent. Honestly. On to battery life. They advertise 6 hours of, I think, music playback. This thing has a 65 milliamp battery, I believe is what it has in it. That doesn't really matter. They advertise 6 hours, and I feel like you just never get what they actually advertise. And this one, I kept a log in my phone of what I was doing with it because I use it for, again, calls. I use it for audiobooks, music, all kinds of stuff throughout the day with the way that I use my Bluetooth earbuds. And I really think they're actually not stretching the truth too much on that. And if you read on their Amazon page for this, they say that you'll get that battery life at 30 to 40% volume. And as soon as I saw that, I went, oh, great. Okay, so once I turn this up to where it's going to be actually audible at, 70 to 90%, which I don't have bad hearing or anything, but I was going to say with this one, but with my Samsung one, most earbuds, I feel like at least on my phone, somewhere around 70% is about the right volume for just listening to audiobooks and stuff for most of my headphones. This one here, again, not to sound like I'm just, worshiping at the altar of the Alterola, but seriously, 30 to 40% is dead on. I feel like they picked that number for their advertisement for a reason. I just turned it up to what felt comfortable, and it wasn't until about 30 minutes in that I thought, oh man, I wonder where my volume is actually at, because I just grabbed my phone and adjusted the volume, and it was right at 40%. So I actually was testing it at their advertised volume and got right at, I think, 6 hours and 5 minutes total, and they advertised 6 hours. I did that twice. The first time, I was actually using it for more phone calls. There was a good 2 hours of phone calls in there. There was some music, audiobooks. It was a good mix. That one I got right around 5 hours and 20 minutes, I think is what it came out to. Like I said, they advertised 6 hours, and I feel like that's pretty accurate. That's right along what you're actually going to get with it. So really, really good battery life. If you turn it up to 70, 80, 90%. This thing's really, really loud. I mean, it'll almost hurt your ears if you turn it all the way up. It's very, very loud, especially for a single little earpiece like this. I thought it was pretty impressively loud, but almost uselessly loud. But yeah, so next, moving on to my really last kind of category here, and that is the clarity on calls and the clarity on music. So first, the negative. I've made some calls to someone that I actually always call when I'm testing something like this, so that I can use the same person, so that they have kind of a good reference. They know what this sounds like. They know what the Samsung one sounds like. They know what my Iron Man earbuds sound like. And they said this was the clearest so far, but it still had that, and you all know what I'm talking about here, the echoey kind of airy, or not echoey, just the airy kind of sound. She said that it was still good and clear, good and loud. She didn't have trouble hearing me. It just had that slightly far off sound, even though the volume was right. So, I mean, I don't really think that's a deal breaker. I mean, I've used plenty of these headsets that they all have that sound. You're not going to get rid of that because they're having to pick up your voice from further away than you normally would. So as far as that, that's, I guess, in a way, a little bit of a negative, but it's really not a big one. Music sounds amazing. This thing, as far as Bluetooth, and personally, I can very much hear the difference between even a good pair of Bluetooth earbuds and a mid-grade pair of wired earbuds. To me, for Bluetooth, big quotes, for Bluetooth, the thing sounds great. So if Bluetooth, that little bit of quality you're going to lose in Bluetooth doesn't bother you, this is perfect. This obviously isn't for audiophiles, so I will just say that for someone looking for this to listen to music with, it's going to be very much sufficient. As far as listening to books, podcasts, spoken word, that's a lot of what I use my little earbuds for while I'm working, is audiobooks and things. I just typically don't use the rubber piece. I just use this. Whenever I was snowboarding with it and when I've ran with it, I've used this just so that I get a little bit more clarity out of the music, a little more bass kind of feel to it out of that. So in a situation, like I said, like biking or snowboarding or running, you can use this to kind of block the wind a little bit, but you don't have to. It's really puts out plenty of sound for you to be able to hear it either way. I was talking on the phone in my Jeep with this thing. It makes a lot of road noise. The Jeep is old and crappy, so it rattles a lot. The heat was on full blast, and at, I think, 50 or 60% volume, I could still hear the person I was talking to crystal clear through this thing. So final kind of summary, overall value and whatnot, I'd say for 20 bucks, this thing is absolutely worth it. I cannot think of a reason. It's 20 bucks is excellent for this thing. I mean, like I said, I've used Jaybirds, I've used Ironmans, I've used the Samsung headset, I've tried this piece of crap, the S530 or S whatever the heck, it's the junk, S530 I think. This thing's junk, so let's put that over there. In the $20 price range, I can probably the 40 to 50, I think the Samsung headset I have was 40 or 50. You won't quite get the battery life of a lot of that Samsung, but it's probably 5 times the size. This thing's nice and concealed. You can just pop it in your ear, and especially if you're wearing a sock cap or something, it doesn't stick out. This thing is flush inside your ear. It's excellent. I really cannot come up with any negative, and I hate to be that way on one where this is actually a product that was sent to me by the manufacturer. And I was a little bit nervous because I haven't had that happen very much before, so I didn't really want to be tearing apart their product, but I also wanted to be honest. So for the first little bit while I was using this, I was really kind of nervous, but man, like, they struck gold with this thing. I think this will be a big deal. This just came out, and I really think this thing is going to sell just gobs online. These right here sell quite a bit, and they're trash. Like, I mean, I apparently got an extra bad one, but I've heard plenty of people say they had decent luck with them in comment sections and stuff, where they'll say, well, I bought 3 of them because the battery life's 45 minutes, so I bought 3 of them so I could get through the time that I needed. For that price, you could have bought 1.5 of these. I mean, they're depending on where you got it from, for 20 bucks, this thing is just excellent. And I'll do the free giveaway bit here that I was mentioning. This right here is same thing. It's the exact same color, same headset. All I've done is flip it open to kind of show you. So this is for me to give away. The way that I'm going to do the entry for this contest is, all you got to do is leave a comment down below and leave a like. I started to do, like, you got to share it or whatever. I would really appreciate it if you would share it. That'd be really great of you to do that. Kind of help support these guys, because I believe this was a Kickstarter project. They really put something out great here. So, especially again for the price. So share it if you don't mind. That helps my video out, helps the channel out, and helps these guys out. They were kind enough to do this and to leave one for a giveaway. After this video has been up for 1 month, then I will contact whoever the winner was, get address I need to send it to, and I'll ship it out to you. In a way, this will kind of celebrate 2,000 subscribers also on my channel, because we're creeping up on it. By the time the month is up, we will be at 2,000 subscribers. There's been a lot of great progress on the channel here lately, and I really appreciate it. All the newcomers, all the people who've stuck around for a long time. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate all your support, all your comments, your feedback, and your likes, and helping me out on this. It just, that's why I stick with this stuff, is because I really enjoy communicating with everybody and talking about RC and tech and everything. It just, honestly, it's what keeps me coming back to YouTube. So thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.